Well, hello and welcome to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection since 1991. Today is Wednesday, the 30th of August, getting close. The Burr months, I guess, we're coming on to. Think about that for a second. At any rate, my name is Pete Connor. We're going to be having some medical-oriented people today. We're going to be having Pat Buretta and Alden Kruschke from the Homestead Hospice House, who will talk about an event coming up to help the Patient Care Fund, a beer and wine tasting event. And then Linda Hoffman from Sister Kenny Rehab Institute to talk about a workshop on living well with chronic conditions. So you'll want to stay tuned for both of these segments. And as always, we appreciate any comments that you have about what we show on Owatonna Today. If you have any people that you think would be good to have some publicity, or if you have some or recognition, or you have some events that would need some publicity, why don't you let us know about those things by getting a hold of us at Owatonna Today at charter.net, or by calling Leanne at 390-5751. So we're going to take a quick break for some messages from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back with Pat and Alden, so please don't go away.
Hi, I'm Jody Voisin with the staff at Fairview Animal Medical Center, your other family doctor. Fairview Animal Medical Center is a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, I'm Betsy Linger from the Owatonna Foundation. Your generosity has made Owatonna a better place to live by benefiting our community, the arts, recreation, and education. Please consider a donation today. The Owatonna Foundation is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection, and hearty welcome to Alden Kruschke and Pat Buretta.
Thank you, Pete.
Pat is the director of, I didn't get that right. I asked her what it was. Anyway, you can tell what you are. But she's the leader of Homestead Hospice House, and Alden is a volunteer. And we're going to talk a little bit about their respective roles, but mainly we're going to talk about the benefit that's upcoming to help with patient care and why there is a patient care fund. So welcome again. Good to have you here.
Well, thank you, Pete.
Yeah.
I'm care manager, or clinical manager at the Homestead House.
I remember that now, too. Pat is an RN. And I've known Pat for some time. We sit on the ethics committee at the Alina at Owatonna Hospital together. And Alden, a volunteer, yes. Been in town for a number of years. And
yes, I have.
What drew you to the hospital?
Right after the house had opened, just previous to that, my parents had both passed away, and they'd been involved with hospice. And I thought, well, this would be something that I'd like to donate some time to.
Sure, good. And how long has that been then?
I believe it's 14 years now.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's pretty good. So do you help then with patients, as volunteers can? I
personally don't do much of that.
Okay.
But I'm on a couple of the boards.
All right. More organizational.
Yes.
All right, excellent. So this is kind of one of your events then that you're going to be leading?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Pat, the whole patient care fund, we talk about hospice and, and how do people get there and how do they pay for their stay and how long can they stay and et cetera, et cetera. How about a sketch of the process?
Okay. Thanks for the opportunity, Pete.
Yeah, for sure.
The Homestead Hospice House is a 8-bed facility that's been built by donations and contributions from this wonderful community. And we provide services for patients who are in hospice and need a place to stay. It's a nursing residential setting. It is funded by some sources, like other residential settings, but primarily by private pay. Mm-hmm. Some long-term care insurances will cover. However, this event that we're holding, the beer and wine tasting event coming up in September, is to help fund what we call our Compassionate Care Fund. And the Compassionate Care Fund helps support patients who are income eligible and are not able to afford the residential cost of the Homestead Hospice House for up to 30 days. Now, the house is really designed for people to come and stay as long as they need to that are enrolled in hospice. That limit of 30 days is exclusive to that funding. We, this past year, though, have had probably about 50% of our residents who come to the Homestead House take advantage of the Compassionate Care Fund to allow them to come and spend those last days there for end-of-life care.
What does income eligible mean?
Income eligible means that they are either on medical assistance, or we have a sliding scale that our social worker would review. And it's really providing basic information. We don't do an in-depth review, but really looking at some basic assets that you have and then determining if you're eligible or not for the Patient Care Fund.
Just looking at this from a different side is, and we've known, we've had Homestead Hospice House, and it's forerunner. We have at the old hospital, it was there. What would happen what would happen to some, say Pete, what would happen to me if there was no such place? Who would be providing the care for me and in those days, preceding my ultimate demise, without having a hospice house?
Well,
which is to say, what happened before?
Yeah. Most often that care is either provided in your home where you live. Hospice does deliver care wherever a person lives. So we come and provide hospice in your home or a nursing facility, like a nursing home, assisted living, group home.
Sure.
If the hospice house didn't exist, you'd have those options. The major difference, though, is that the Homestead Hospice House is really geared to hospice patients and the care level needed for that. And it's in a much smaller setting than some of those other types of settings, so more one-on-one type of care can be provided for those in need. And so if the Homestead Hospice House was not in existence, your care would be provided in one of those other types of settings or at home. And at home, as Alden and I have talked about many a time, is very challenging once that care becomes 24-hour care. Because not only are you caring for the individual, you're still caring for the home.
Sure.
And
Exactly.
so
Yeah.
it would be a sad day if that wasn't available.
Yeah.
Because we always hear just wonderful things from patients and families who come, who've been able to utilize the facility and really be a family member and not a caregiver 24/7 thinking about all of those needs.
And really the care is, and I've been, to see people that I've known who have been there, and the care is, it's really complete. It's, if holistic is a word, I don't know if we could use that for that.
I would use that for
Yeah.
that. It is very holistic. It's all inclusive. It's nursing care, medication management, personal care, all your services of housekeeping. And then the hospice program comes on top of that to help coordinate those specific needs for symptom management and that type of thing.
Sure. Oh, excellent.
And so it is all inclusive. It's a set rate, a daily rate. So having that Compassionate Care Fund to support that is tremendous.
The fund that we're going to be talking about supporting now with the wine and beer tasting will care for about how many patients over the course of a year's time or over a period of time?
Probably over a year's time, we have cared over, I would say, 50 to 60 patients in the past year for either a day or two or up to 30 days. It really varies on the individual's need.
Oh, okay. So some may use it and others may not, depending upon their situation, financial. Yeah, we have a number of patients who come and are able to pay self-pay. But I have to tell you, many of those that have participated in being eligible for the Patient Care Fund at the time of the demise of their loved ones return and contribute back to that Patient Care Fund because of the experience they've had and the care that they've been provided. And I think it's fair to note and important to note that irrespective of what terms a person is going to be at the house, the care is the same.
That is correct. The care never changes, that we adjust the care to the need of the patient.
Correct.
And so, in fact, we try to encourage as much independence as possible, but as the patient needs more care, we're there to provide it.
Yeah.
And the care is all inclusive.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, let's talk about the event, Alden. You're the beer and wine expert today.
Okay. On September 7th.
Let's have the poster. We'll hold that up. I'll bring that over here.
Cashwise Liquor will be the main sponsor of the beer and wine tasting, and it's going to be held at the Holiday Inn from 6:30 till 9 p.m. And it's tickets are available at Cashwise Liquor, Cashwise Foods, the Homestead Hospice House, and Kruschke Jewelers.
Okay.
And some of the board members have tickets.
Okay.
And they're $15 in advance and $20 at the door. And there's a portion where you sign your name and address, because they do give away door prizes
Okay,
during the event.
sure.
Cashwise this year has, I believe it's 17 vendors lined up, and they bring in, there's 90, this year it's over 90 different kinds of wine and beer. And they'll be serving snacks, and Holiday Inn will have burger baskets available
Sure.
that evening.
So it's a social event, and it's kind of a mixer, I suppose, and walk around and meet friends and
It is.
and yeah.
I know I've only attended the last couple of years, and it's a great event,
Yeah.
a mixer and social event. The whole conference area there is set up, and all kinds of beer and wine to taste,
Yeah.
and it goes to a great cause.
You bet, you bet. Is this kind of your main fundraising event, or one of them?
I would say it's one of our
Yeah,
main
this is
ones
one of
in
the main.
Alden.
Okay. What's another one that you sponsor over the course of
Well,
the year?
this past year we had Suits and Sneakers. It was a
Okay.
community
Sure, the
basketball
basketball
game,
yeah.
Yeah.
and we're hoping to do that again
Okay. Yeah.
in
It
2018.
seemed like it was well attended too.
It was very well attended. We heard lots of great things. It was
Yeah.
so much fun. The community really had a good time.
That's great. So again, this is going to be on the September 7th, upcoming, and from 6:30 to 9. So people can be well aware of it and hopefully participate to the extent that they want to do that. Yeah. So any other things that are?
I was going to say it's
Yeah.
a really good chance to come out. A lot of the vendors have their fall special beers and ales, and it's a great time to get a sneak peek on what they are offering.
Oh,
So
good. All right. Well, we'll look forward to hopefully having a great crowd and helping out with the Patient Care Fund, Compassionate Care Fund.
Compassionate Care Fund,
Great.
yes.
Very good. And thanks for being here.
Thank
to
you.
share
Thank
that,
you.
not only about the event, but certainly some of the ins and outs of the program that you have at Hospice House.
You can always just contact us. We'll answer any question you have if
Very
you would
well.
have a need.
Excellent. Thank you. Thanks. And thanks to you for being with us today. We're going to take some time for some sponsor messages, and then we'll be right back. So please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Jean Newkirk, personal banker here at Bremer Bank. Come see me today for our current retail loan specials and any of your banking needs.
And I'm Ryan Gillespie, mortgage loan officer here at Bremer Bank in Owatonna, and I'm happy to help you with all of your home loan needs. Come see us today.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress. Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you in mind in everything we do. Owatonna Public Utilities.
Since 1988, the Owatonna Area Business Development Center has been the part of the success of many area businesses. The center leases office space and manufacturing space and offers on-site business consulting. The Owatonna Area Business Development Center is in business to help your business be a success.
Hi, I'm Rick Smith, Golf Course Superintendent of the Brooktree Golf Course. Brooktree is an 18-hole championship golf course featuring well-manicured greens, tees, and fairways. We are open to the public. I challenge you to find a better maintained golf course for the money we charge here at Brooktree. Come on out and play Brooktree, a great golf course.
Hi, and welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection, and welcome to Linda Hoffman.
Hello.
Hiya. How's she going?
Good, good.
It's nice to hear someone like you say that, good, because your business would want us to know that things can be better.
Things can always be better.
Yeah, and you have the ways.
We are the way to get better. That's
precisely.
right.
Linda, your background is, you're as a what?
I am a what? I am an occupational therapist, and I manage the Courage Kenny Rehabilitation Institute and the Penny George Institute for Health and Healing at the hospital.
Okay. Occupational therapist, physical therapist, there are probably other kinds of therapy.
Speech therapy, cardiac rehab. We have sports medicine. We do community, like seniors, weight training and chair aerobics. In the Penny George area, we have acupuncture, we have medical massage. We also have just recently added healing touch and health and wellness coaching.
Is healing touch kind of a massage kind of a thing?
It's more considered what they call energy work. So it isn't really moving your muscles around. It's more balancing energy. So it helps your body heal that way.
So when we talk, the core, historical core, would it be occupational?
OT, PT, speech.
Right. Okay.
Cardiac rehab's been there.
And
a
now
long
we're
time.
moving into some kind of even a little more esoteric.
Integrative health options.
Where maybe there's some Eastern ideas coming through. Acupuncture being one of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Traditional Chinese, medicine.
Yeah. All non-pharmaceutical oriented, or in
Right.
conjunction with maybe some.
Right. I mean, the closest is aromatherapy, which is not something your doctor has to prescribe.
Yeah. Just going into a kitchen sometimes can be the great
Yes,
aromatherapy.
the chocolate chip cookie therapy.
Ooh, yeah, really. So let's talk about this idea that we've got this workshop coming forward about living with chronic conditions.
Living well
such
with
as-
chronic conditions.
Yeah.
Chronic conditions, it's chronic just means that it's ongoing compared to acute, which means it's short term. So an acute situation, you broke your ankle, you had a heart attack, you had a, whatever it is, it's just going to be a short term thing, and it's going to be healed and it'll go away, and it's very predictable.
Okay.
Chronic, it drags on, so perhaps congestive heart failure, diabetes, back pain, what else have we had? Parkinson's folks have joined our workshop. Yeah, it can be lots of different diagnoses and conditions can be considered chronic conditions.
So it'll be the kinds of things that people have and likely are not going to get rid of over a long period, if ever.
Right. So the point of the whole workshop is to help people acquire some tools and skills to self-manage, to minimize their symptoms. And we discuss what's called a symptom cycle, all sorts of symptoms that kind of work against and with each other to make life a little more difficult, and how we can interrupt that cycle with various tricks and tools.
Okay, good. So, and that's what the workshop is going to be covering?
That's what the workshop is. It's a 2.5-hour session once a week for 6 weeks. We're going to start again on, let me just make sure I'm not lying about this, at 1 o'clock, 1 to 3:30 on Wednesdays, starting September 13th. And we do that at the CODA Living Community. That's what I believe it's called.
Yes, yeah.
And there are 3 of us that facilitate that. Sharon McLean, who's the director of nursing at CODA, Diane Wheeler, who's a community-based volunteer, and myself.
Okay. And so people are free?
It is absolutely free,
Okay.
and there's a book that we provide people to use for the duration of the workshop, and then when they're done, they can either give it back to us or they can purchase it for, I think it's like $20 or something.
Okay.
It's really reasonable.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to also tell you that this workshop is evidence-based, which means Stanford University did research to support its what's the word? Thank you.
The efficacy.
It does what it says it's supposed to do. Mama. And And so we follow a curriculum that they've developed.
Sure.
And we've started this out of the Southeast Minnesota Area Agency on Aging is really our originating sponsor for this.
Okay.
And now recently that has been combined into what's called Well Connect, which is a collaboration of healthcare providers and programs and so forth in the public area in southeast Minnesota. And they it's kind of a clearinghouse, so to speak, for all kinds of programs that are offered and that people can access. So if people go to, it's all one word, WellConnect, SEMN.org, they can click Find a Program, and it pops up everything that's being offered in southeast Minnesota. So you can see if maybe Wednesdays in September don't work for Living Well with Chronic Conditions, but Faribault might be offering it on Tuesday, and that's a better day for you. You can go to that one.
Sure.
And you can sign up online for any of the programs. It's really a heck of a tool for folks to access this information. It's
Yeah.
pretty exciting.
Excellent. So, and how long has the not necessarily this particular program, but the whole idea of this educational opportunity been going on?
The Living Well with Chronic Conditions?
Yeah.
We've been doing it in Owatonna for, I think we're up to like 3 years now.
Okay.
But it's been in place for a lot longer than that. I'm trying to think if it's at least like going on 20 years.
Oh my.
Yeah.
And how's participation?
We struggle for some reason to get people to come. I think it's just the idea of 6 weeks in a row coming to something, committing to that. But it's well worth it. The people who do attend find it's very helpful. And it's nice because we get a group of people, and part of the benefit is learning from each other.
Yeah.
Everybody in the room has so many ideas and offering to each other how they handle this or what their experience was with that. And they even sometimes form a little bit of, another couple of connections for their own personal support.
Right.
So it's got a lot to say for it. I
So if I wanted to be there for a chronic condition, but I have also a caregiver, i.e. my wife maybe, or a family member, would that person?
They're
persons be
welcome,
available?
welcome,
Okay.
welcome to come. That's fantastic when we can have both there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The opportunity presents itself for all of us here, and also I would assume is that if someone has a family member maybe living out of the area, would they be allowed to come?
Right. We don't have any residential requirements
All right.
at all. If someone wants to fly in weekly from California, we're welcome them.
That's good. So and of course there's no cost, but the obligation, if there is one, is to be on board for those 6 weeks. But if someone says,
If they miss one, it's not the end of the world. We help get them caught up. The evidence that mentioned evidence-based. The program is most effective if people can attend at least 4 of the 6 sessions.
Okay.
So.
Touching on evidence-based programming, a lot of times people will think it's just one of those fly-by-night things. Someone's got a great idea that thinks they're going to make money on whatever. Evidence-based is really, it's kind of the cat's meow when talking, especially about medical kinds
Someone's
of things.
done research,
Right.
and not necessarily kind of hokey pokey research. This research was done by Stanford University
Right,
on the program over a course of years
right.
to see how are people still self-managing effectively after they've left the program, and people do learn some lasting skills there.
And folks who do attend who may not have been participating in some things that are offered by Sister Kenny or by Alina might find that coming to see you on a professional basis might be just the right thing to do.
Sure. But I don't want people to think this is a vehicle for us to promote Courage Kenny services. We're not going to get them in a room and hard sell them on
Sure.
coming to therapy or anything. It's really much more about what they do when they're not seeing a medical professional.
But still, they need to know that people like you are available for things that might require a little more intensive attention.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay, excellent. Once again, the sessions start
September 13th at 1 o'clock at Coda Living
community.
living community.
And we'll continue every week.
Every week for
for
6 weeks.
Okay,
Yeah.
excellent. Well, we sure encourage people who are viewing this show to attend if they feel like it's the thing for them.
And they can call me if they have any questions. I'm happy to answer.
Excellent, very well. And so we're going to promote that, and thank you for bringing it to our attention and to the attention of our viewers. Best wishes. Hope you have a great turnout.
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for the opportunity.
Right, for sure. Good. And thanks to you for being with us today as well. We're going to stop now for some messages from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back. So please stay tuned.
Cedar Valley Services, located at the corner of Rose and Grove in Owatonna, provides an array of services for people with disabilities in Steele County. CVS thanks the entire community, especially our business customers, for supporting us in Owatonna for 43 years. Thank you from CVS.
Good to have you back to Owatonna Today. It's been a good program for us today. Some announcements from the community. The public is welcome to nominate an individual for Culture Fest Ambassador Award for the person who best illustrates the core values of Culture Fest. For an official application form, please visit the website at www.culturefest.org, or you can write a letter nominating the person of your choice and mail it to P.O. Box 1015 1015 in Owatonna. Or if you have questions, contact Laura Ressler at 456-7738. Be our guest, serving the community meals in God's name. Free meals are available each week in Owatonna at the following locations. On Tuesdays, St. Vincent's Table at St. Joseph's Catholic Church, serving from 5:30 to 7 p.m. On Wednesday at Bethel Community Supper at Bethel Baptist Church, serving from 5 to 6 p.m. And on Sunday, Meals of Hope at Trinity Lutheran Church, serving from 5 to 6:15 p.m. The Owatonna Foundation is pleased to announce its next grant application deadline is on September 1st of this year. Owatonna-based nonprofit organizations that are working on capital-type projects in the areas of community, arts, education, and recreation may apply. Complete grant guidelines and applications can be found at the Owatonna Foundation website at www.owatonnafoundation.org or by calling Laura Ressler, Executive Director, at 507-455-2995. And Habitat for Humanity of Steele County, Steele-Waseca area invites the entire family to its annual fundraiser. It will be a family-friendly event. It's free on the night of storytelling and comedy on Saturday, September 30th, brought to you by Gopher Sport. The night will feature a social hour, dinner, short program, and Michael Callahan from Second Story Comedy will be there for entertainment. It will be at Holiday Inn from 5 until 8 on Saturday, September 30th, and that will take care of it for today. We will be back on Friday with David Albrecht, who was the president of Owatonna Hospital, as well as Dr. Dan Paley, Surgeon and Director of Medical Affairs. We're going to be talking about medical ethics and the ethics committee at the hospital. Thanks for being with us today. Hope to have you back here on Friday.